because, you know, testing's important.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like, I know we started recording, but we can start off with a nice little cold record. Like, people don't like I'm really good with, like, I will just randomly, if I know I'm gonna be fucking with somebody, hey, here come my test. They want to make sure you're good.
Yeah, and you know, now I feel like, you know, whether you're single or you're in a relationship, I feel like at the end of the day, you need to at least get tested every 3 months. At least every 3 months. Hell, I know it's so many free clinics around here.
You don't even have to, you ain't gotta go nowhere.
You ain't gotta go nowhere.
I do Mr. And I know everybody was like, oh, that's the gay side. No, you know what I do? I had to poke my finger.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do the oral swab. Not the only part I hate. I got to do the swab.
Yeah.
But again,
but you're checking everything.
I'm checking everything. And they're checking everything I got to make sure I ain't got none of urine. All that stuff getting mailed off. Then they send me the prep and the Descavi or and the Doxypep. Mm. Just in case something happened, condom break or something like that.
Hey, you good?
I'm good. I am clean, women.
Not only that, nigga, they don't have no lines
at all.
I can just go in there and just.
It's my morning piss.
Man, they got condoms. They got they friendly as hell, you know, and they don't look down on you for, you know, like, are you sure you don't want to get on prep? Because you get the full like, of course, you get the full panel with the prep and everything like that. Because I was on it.
It's free.
It's free. I mean,
why wouldn't I do that?
Right.
If I'm gonna be out here fucking these girls, why wouldn't I do that? So anyway, Bedroom Blueprint. We're back on location. Me and Speed, what's good, bro?
Man, hey, living the dream,
man.
Being enough.
Listen, a lot of times, that's a hard thing. It's a hard feeling to know if you were enough or not. I know the last time we was here, we had some conversations, and we were talking to some individuals about, you know, them how they have to internalize certain things from certain incidents, things like that went on in life, and you know, to me, I didn't say this then because again, I didn't want that person feeling the type of way. But that's you know, when you feel like you have to keep internalizing things, you are a time bomb. You are ready to fucking blow. And I feel like that person was. I feel like they're at that wit's end, and they don't realize it though. They feel like, oh, I'm good because I ain't tripping on it. You know that. What you think?
I mean, you know the whole stigma of you good, I'm okay, you know, I'll be fine type stuff. Like, you know, at the end of the day, when you look at these people, you can feel, you know, I don't believe everybody's an empath, but sometimes you can just feel it on them. You know, you can feel, you know, not necessarily a certain darkness or a cloud. You could just feel like when you hug them, when you give them a kiss or anything, it's like, oh man, like something's off about you. Yeah. You know, it don't even have to be a look. It don't have to be a feeling. It's just something's different about you. And then you ask them, hey, you know, everything good? You know, and honestly, a lot of us don't like to get in other people's business, which is why we don't dig a little deeper to get to that thing. Because if I say, instead of you saying, hey, are you good? You okay? You want to talk about it? Say, hey, I might not have time right now, but I want to pull you to the side so we can talk because there's something on you right now and you need to get off your chest before you explode.
And a lot of that is with us talking with women. But when a lot of times when we should have talked to men and you had that, because it changes. Our demeanor changes, our ego comes into play. You know, because as soon as you say that to a man, what the fuck, nigga? Like, why you talking to me like I'm good? Hey, you know, and that's, you know, and we don't. I think we talked a little bit last week during the cocktails conversation. Talked about not last week, excuse me, a couple weeks ago. We talked about quote unquote soft and things like that, where it usually only comes into play when men are talking to other men. Right. As much as we talk about it with women, you know, we listen to what women say about us and things like that during arguments, things like that. Yeah, that shit hurts, but it only comes into play with that. So I'm gonna give you the opening is a quote that I found. Okay. You know, before we start talking about the differences between confidence and ego, with black men, and dealing with it in relationships, in lifestyle, and just your everyday fucking life. So quote I found was, most men think they're confident. A lot of us are really just protecting our ego. So I say that. Give me what you feel about that. You hear that? Most men think they're confident, but a lot of us are really just protecting our ego. Cheers. Yeah, I probably should have got had a drink to salute with you. So how true is that quote?
So I mean, yeah, I definitely believe that. You know, okay, so I feel like this confidence. That's you being true to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know that this thing you're basically at peace with yourself. You're confident that this is you, you know. But ego, that's saying that sometimes it's like you're what's the word I want to say? You are compensating for something. You know, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. I can out compete this person.
Ego is a disguise.
It's a disguise. It's the representative.
It's a representative.
It's
coming back, man. Because I think with your ego is like we perceive, especially when we talk to the fellas, ego looks like I'm strong, looks like I'm dominant, looks like I got control. That's your ego. Your confidence is always a little soft. Not say I hate the word soft. A little quieter. It's a little bit more steady. It's a little bit more at ease.
It's easy.
Confidence I like that. Easy. Women can see our confidence, bro. They can see when you walk through what they can see. And this is the quote that I hated over that was last year. It's probably more so than now. Big dick energy. Big dick energy to me is ego. It comes off as I'm giving, I'm in your face, I'm doing all those things. Big dick energy is ego and it's toxic as fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm not gonna totally disagree. I'm not gonna totally disagree with you on that. Well, I'm not gonna totally agree with you on that. I'm gonna go another way. I think just in general, big dick energy, you know, you can make it a two-way street. You can say it could be egotistical, like, oh, well, you know, I'm the big dick swinging around here. And, you know, whether it's your job, it's your life, it's your relationship or whatever. But then you have those men that, you know, are coming in, they got the swag on and they could be the quietest man in the room, but they can control everything around them by not even saying one word, just being who they are. You know, sometimes the loudest person is in the room is the scariest. You know, oh, I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay. But you get that one quiet person to be like, I see how you feeling right now. I'm gonna need you to chill. And I'm gonna go into the relationship. I'm gonna go into the relationship thing. Like that's like saying you running your relationship as far as like your like with an iron fist. You can go to your woman and be like, hey, I need you to do this for me. I told you to do this and all this kind of stuff, whatever. But then that's egotistical. But your confidence be like, hey, sweetheart, I know I told you to do this. I'm just reiterating it. If you would please do this for me so we can get it done. And then now depending on what type of person you have in your relationship depends on how they're going to respond. But I would hope that more women would want to respond to that confident person to not talk to them kind of way, a certain type of way. And here's the thing with me when I was getting to on my end where it came to why I feel like the big dick energy, that ego is toxic, because with confidence, quiet confidence, steady confidence, I don't need your validation. And the thing about it, when it comes to ego, I need to be validated because I'm loud, because I'm rambunctious, because I'm here and I'm gonna make sure you know I'm in this fucking room. Whereas when I'm confident, I walk to a room and I don't say a whole lot. You know that. I'm not, even though I talk a lot on this, but I'm not gonna ever come to a room with feeling like I need to do all that. But I'm validated by everybody. You go in this community, and people can't nobody speak negative on my name because I make sure that I am the same way with everybody. I make sure I'm honest and I'm true and I'm doing the same thing for everybody that I'm around. I don't need validation from nobody else because I'm confident in who the fuck I am. And a lot of us, we come into a room and everything's loud and there's no confidence, whether it's sexual confidence, because I gotta tell you what I'm gonna do, and now you didn't fucking you didn't disappointed this woman because you're talking too fucking much. Talking way. You just tried to start. You just told this woman how much you care about, how much you like her, and really you just trying to fuck. So now your ego then got you to a relationship that you don't need to be in. Ego will put you in places that you don't need to be in. It will. I mean, and ego, you know, it will tell you, just kind of like going to your point, like you walk into this, even the community that we're in, you walk into the room, you be like, oh yeah, I know what I got. I'm gonna slay the whole house. All right.
We ain't gonna talk about that. There's a lot of time that you that tender dick motherfucker. Because you're saying all that.
Because you're saying all that. And then hell, you might have the biggest thing swinging, but you can't perform.
Exactly. And
then but that confident man, whatever stature he stands at, he gonna be like, I mean, we can get to it if that's what you want, and then we can get it rocking
all the way in.
You can get it rocking,
because I feel like, especially with ego, and you tell me if I'm wrong, they tie when you see somebody with ego, with a big ego, that's not a healthy big ego, everything is tied to a few things, whether it's sex, whether it's their status, whether it's their money, or just their approval of others. And I don't know how much you've seen people who just need that approval of others every time you're around. That's men and women,
right?
Because the one thing I think that fucks up our relationships a lot of times is that not what goes on at home, it's the effect that people outside your home have on your relationship inside your home.
Yeah.
Because you're seeking their approval for them to tell you that, oh, you're right with how you feeling.
Right.
Or you're right with your relationship, or how you handling your relationship, instead of you just talk to the person that's in the relationship with you.
Right. And I used to, so I don't know if I told you this, but I used to work at a place called Renewal by Anderson. I sold windows. So when we go, so, you have all these different types of houses that's, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, all the way to millions. And so my boss, he told me, he was like, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to talk to these $1 million home people. And I was like, oh, you ain't got to tell me. I whatever. He said, always get them with the keeping up with the Jones effect. And that's what I feel like ego is. You feel like you need to, so basically you go to a house and you tell John Doe in front of you that Jane Doe just replaced her windows all the way around the house. And so now we're going to come out here for her to fix her windows, make her house look pretty. Don't you want to do the same for your house? Because
somebody tried to get me with that. They came like, yeah, the couple houses down the street just got our plan. Like, okay. That don't mean nothing to me.
Exactly. But that's egotistical, because I want to get the one up on the next person, because I don't want nobody to outdo me. At the end of the day, we can all eat around here, but you feel like you need that validation. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So ego is validation, and confidence is no validation. Because I don't need you to.
I don't need validation. I don't need your approval. I'm comfortable with again, being in this lifestyle, and me and my wife, we set boundaries, we set things. So me coming up to someone, and they may not be into married men, I have to be comfortable with rejection. That's another thing that comes with confidence, like knowing that sometimes you will be rejected. Sometimes people ain't gonna be feeling you. What the ego happened with ego a lot of times. Well, fuck you. How many times we didn't see that? Where you want to see her cuss this woman out because she didn't want to spend that time with you. How many times you didn't see it on Facebook? They out here, they dragging niggas because
for real,
he in the inbox and you want to cuss her out because she just wasn't feeling your energy.
And you got to understand that these women got group chats after group chats after group chats.
You are in it, my nigga.
You are in it. Man, I'm telling you, you are in it, and you can't always do that, because you setting yourself up for failure. Now, I do want to kind of like ask you about you and your wife. So I know that you guys are into like the poly lifestyle and everything like that. So with that, as far as ego and confidence goes, I want to ask you, have you had those times where your ego was like, whether your partner was dating somebody else, and you're like, oh, well, I kind of want to be a part of this, or, oh, I don't want this person to take this, my woman out, to this place or whatever. So where does ego and confidence come into play when it comes to your relationship with your spouse?
For me, it's I started off that way, and it was I'm gonna step away from the word ego. It was ego disguised as it was jealousy, and that jealousy I disguised as me having standards. So it was like, so I was jealous of the time that was being spent instead of me appreciating that she's happy. I didn't know how to have, and it's a word that we probably need to talk more about. I didn't know how to have compersion for her happiness.
I just learned that.
Yeah, compersion is a real thing. Like, and it doesn't necessarily mean sexual happiness. It's just making sure, like, and I think a lot of times in relationships where we focus so much on our happiness, you're not focused on your partner's happiness, and you think that they only can be happy in spite of. And so what happened with us when, and I think this is kind of in the beginning of our poly journey, is that I was dating a lot. It was easier for me to date. I could sell water to a well. I know how to talk, things like that. But once she started getting attention, because my wife fine as fuck, I ain't talking about like my type of fine. She fine in real life niggas. So once I see her start getting attention from niggas, and it's like, niggas, and my jealousy manifested, and these niggas don't look like me,
right?
And I didn't think about that. For her point too is that the women that I see don't look like her,
right?
You know what I mean? My
Sometimes we don't see it until it's put in our face.
Exactly.
In our face. Yeah.
These niggas all 6'4", 6'5", and I'm like, nigga, I am 6'1". I mean, that ain't short, but compared to these motherfuckers, that's what it was. I mean, they couldn't dress and nothing though, so that was the thing.
Trying to date Kevin Durant and LeBron James,
right? And that was and so to answer your question is that I had to learn why I felt the way I felt, and I think a lot of time, and that doesn't manifest just in poly, but in monogamous relationships. A lot of times we don't sit here and ask ourselves, why do I feel this way, or why am I treating this woman this way? What is making me do these things?
Right.
Instead of us, we want to always blame, like, well, I'm only doing this because you did this, so I'm going to do this. No, you doing that because you want to do it, my nigga. You don't, and I think that's a lot of things where, like, and I'm gonna come back to with that we do it because we want to. We do shit because we want to. We don't do it because no one else makes us do what we want, do the things that we do. And we have to stop masking our own insecurities inside of that relationship.
The action doesn't always shouldn't always cause a reaction.
Exactly. And one of the things, like I say, getting back to ego, like especially like I look into lifestyle, things like that. When we go into a place, let's say running with the Bulls,
right?
It ain't a lot of married people that be there. I might see married men there, and single women. But I don't ever see just the couples that are always there together, because people don't want that vibe of, well, that ego, his ego gonna kill the vibe.
Because his woman is getting ran down.
Ego gets you ruins the whole room,
man.
And confidence gets you invited back. Confidence gets you invited back to those rooms where people want to be in,
right?
Because now they know I can handle. They know they know who I am. They know that when I'm there, the vibe is still the vibe, whether I'm married, single, whatever. But when there's an ego, and you know the niggas like that didn't fucked up a whole vibe. And how many times do you see them niggas again?
Man,
it don't happen.
I mean, because now, see, one thing people don't understand is that people are looking, like, hosts are looking at these things. Yeah. People are looking at these things. They're asking, like, hey, what's y'all dynamic? Y'all do this, y'all do that, blah 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 blah, whatever. And then you end up playing with that part of the spouse, and then one of the spouses, they in their feelings, they leave, they pouting, they doing all whatever.
Oh, they go to do it worse and go pull their woman out of the room, or pull their man out the room while they getting fucked. We ain't gonna act like we never seen that. Hey, that's when we say tender dicks. That's the shit we talking about. Right. We're not talking about like you have to let your woman fuck another nigga. Right. Like, that don't necessarily mean that. It's whatever you guys have agreed upon, and it was good for your dynamic, your relationship. But don't agree to that shit, and then once it's going on, you can't handle it because you see her making sounds or doing shit that you ain't made her do. Well, nigga, it's not a fact. I'm not gonna tell you to go learn from another man, but you have to understand that what she's getting in that moment, she's still with you.
At the end of the day, she coming home to you,
and she's satisfied with you. She might be satisfied in that moment with what she's getting. If you equate what she's getting sexually in that moment to what you have in a relationship, you already lost her.
Right, exactly. You can't, at the end of the day, I think we both said that we've, felt a certain type of way at one point in our relationships, and so, I would say, like I said, don't learn from another man, but appreciate that your partner is being satisfied in general.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, hey, I see that you actually, enjoyed this or whatever. I'm glad that you did. Now when we get home, tear that ass up. We'll go. We'll go. So, but yeah. But yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, you can say that all day, but y'all are riding in the car together. Y'all are doing this together, and then you can go ahead and reclaim your throne if that's what you feel like you do. You know what I'm saying? But some people get different things from different strokes for different folks.
But that's the thing, like you said, with confidence, and especially in these spaces, that what confidence does, it creates safety,
right,
for women. And that safety is the sexiest thing to a lot of women. A lot of times women want to feel safe more than they want to feel loved. In my opinion, that don't necessarily, don't quote me on that, but if I make her feel safe, she gonna give me whatever the fuck I ask for.
Does safe equals protection?
No.
Okay.
I won't. And I think what protection is a. I feel like that's a whole different mindset, because I can have an ego and make her feel protected. Because I'm strong enough. I'm showing that I'm strong enough, and she feels a sense of security. But security doesn't always mean safety.
Okay.
I can go in the house. I set the alarm behind me. I go in my bedroom. Motherfucking murder already in the house. I done set security, but I ain't safe.
Yeah.
Because what the thing that makes me feel unsafe is already in the house with me.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's with relationships too, where you secure. Yeah, you'd probably been in a relationship, you'd have been secure, and you it feels like it should be happiness, but you ain't safe because you're hearing all this in your ear. You're going all the and people coming to you telling you shit about your relationship.
Right.
That it's my fucking relationship. I didn't know
that. Yeah, like exactly.
So I don't feel safe in my own. You see a lot of women. I don't feel safe in my own home. And they might feel secure because they're still going home with that person,
right?
But they don't feel safe. Make her feel safe. So,
yeah, I mean, you talk about the word safe, and sometimes we don't always understand what these words mean to our partners, no matter if you are the man or the woman. We've talked about safe spaces and everything, and it's like, do we really feel safe enough to do these things with our partner as far as anything? And I think that is a huge deal breaker when it comes to these relationships, because once you stop feeling safe, then you start to defend yourself so you can make your own self safe. You see what I'm saying?
And I think that's a lot of time with ego, because with ego and confidence when it comes to that safe space and things like that. Because what do you feel about? Do you feel like ego creates power struggles in relationships?
I think that are you saying as far as
like you want to, like, now I need control? Yeah. I need to make sure, and I need to control at all times. Do you feel like it has to be a power struggle? Do you feel like there has to be like?
So okay, I'm gonna say yes and no, because I feel that certain. I'm not gonna always say women, because I think men and women both they play certain roles, but I think that certain roles in the relationship, they need that control. They need somebody to make sure they're doing this, make sure they're doing that, and they're okay with that type of control. But I think that on the flip side, when you have two people in a relationship, and one of them's not used to that ego control concept, then they feel like they're trapped. So once they feel trapped, then they feel like they need to escape and run away and get away from that. So I think it could be a little just blanketed, as far as them just not feeling covered in a good way, but feeling like they're just like in this space and they can't get loose and they can't get away. So I think it does create a power struggle in some scenarios.
It's probably and I think it's probably stuff in like feedback. Like your partner tells you one thing and it becomes a power struggle in that feedback when you have an ego, because now you're like, well, shit, I don't need you telling me that shit.
Right. I don't need you to tell me what to do.
And I think and it comes off not as control now. Now it feels like that person with the ego feels disrespected because you're telling them they don't want to be told what to do, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Right.
So
exactly.
And so how do us as men get away, because I think that's the biggest killer of black men is disrespect. We no matter what we always, if we feel disrespected, we're willing to go to the ends of the earth to get our respect back. How do we do that in our relationships though, with that person that we're supposed to be safe with, that person that we're supposed to be able to make life with? But the moment you feel like you're disrespected, how do we recover quickly to know that this person doesn't mean what I'm feeling from that? That they don't mean that.
Right. I mean, to be honest,
I know it's.
I feel like when it comes to respect in general, once you lose it, it's hard to get back. It's hard to get back to the point of, because you see respect in all different aspects, if you're talking about a relationship, between a man and a woman, if once they cuss you out, once they hem you up, once they say something about your mama, once they say whatever, then you feel like, okay, now I've got to protect myself, and I don't want to feel this way. But in the flip, but also on the other side, you'd be like, well, perfect example. You do something that your spouse doesn't like, and they're upset. They haven't necessarily processed their feelings or emotions about it, and then they go off on you. And so now you feel attacked. Maybe this hasn't happened before, and you're like, I don't know how to feel about this. So now I'm this shell of a person that's like, well, I don't want to feel like that no more. So either it's basically fight or flight. So you feel like, oh, well, I don't know if you respect me anymore, as far as basically, you coming to me, or me coming to you, being respectful and everything like that. You just have to figure it out. Like, communication is very key when it comes to the respect. Hey, I didn't like this. Now, I'm willing to work on our communication, but this can't happen again. And if this happens again, then I'm gonna have to make the decision to do something different.
If I have an ego, I'm probably gonna resent my partner at that point.
But see, if I have an ego, I'm immediately telling you, and I'm gonna match your energy, and I'm gonna match your energy right there, and then we gonna, but that's toxic. That's toxic.
We feel threatened,
right? We feel threatened,
and now it's like I gotta fight, but it's a fight that you don't have to have. And that's the thing with and that's why I said the number one killer of black men, whether it's mentally, physically, is our getting shot. All is disrespect.
Right.
When the moment that we feel disrespected, we're out.
Sometimes you feel like sometimes you feel like you gotta pull your power back. You feel like the power dynamic has shifted because your ego is hurt. So you match the energy. So you feel, because you feel like you want to pull the power back. But honestly, you pull the power back by doing something unexpected,
by being confident and
in
being,
yourself.
Yes, because now you have an emotional stability. Because if I'm emotionally stable in a relationship, and maybe I am fucking wrong, but my ego not gonna let me tell you that I'm wrong, and maybe I need to be able to sometimes say, "Hey, I was wrong." And guess what that does too? Remember that power dynamic you were just talking about that you get to pull back. Now I got to respect back. I got all that stuff back from her in that moment because I was able to admit to her I was wrong.
People don't understand. People don't understand how simple that phrase can be, and how much power it has in it. I was wrong. Genuinely.
Yeah.
I was genuinely wrong. I'm sorry because I did this and this and that.
Yep.
And I apologize.
Yep. I said that confidence, and then once you do that, that confidence builds trust. Yeah, that's the one thing we always wonder, like, we fuck up. We done fucked up. We done fucked up. And you ask us, you all, what can I do to get your trust back? What can I do to get you to trust me again? I gotta do it in my boyfriend voice. What can I do to get your trust back? And we all says that dumb shit. And it's the confidence that we have. It's those things that we have in that relationship that's going to gain the trust.
Right.
Because once you start doing the right things again and continuously and consistently, that's what builds the trust back.
Exactly.
It ain't one moment that's going to get you to build that trust back. It's changed behavior.
Yeah, and honestly, and I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of asking that stupid ass question. What can I do? What,
Mhm.
babe, what can I do? I won't do it no more. I'm sorry. Like, you know, you think about that. And sometimes when you think about it, you like, damn, that was stupid.
Yep.
But if you change your behavior and you change the things, you be like, hey, you know, I do apologize, but this is my plan of action. Because as much as our women or our spouses want to hear our words, they want to see our actions a lot more. They want to see, they want to be led in the way to where it is dominant and saying that this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. You don't have to do nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna do this because this I know this is what you want, and I'm gonna give it to you because I want you. You are worth me changing.
I prepared some questions at the end that I want to use for, and I didn't tell you this, but I want to use for cocktails and conversation.
Okay.
Some of the stuff that
talk about. Hey, make sure y'all come out every Tuesday, cocktails and conversations. So we got to get
hopefully we're able to record some of it tonight when we ask some of these questions, and y'all are able to check that out too. So we can have everything. I'm gonna help Speed. We're gonna try to get some cocktails and conversations YouTube page. Let him do all that stuff. We're gonna try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Too. So here's some stuff like: do I need validation to feel valuable? So I'm just gonna answer the questions. You ain't got to answer.
Okay.
How to react when I'm not chosen? Can I be honest without being defensive?
Can we talk about that?
Am I leading with confidence or protecting my ego? Those are the questions I prepared to make sure for tonight. And we can talk about this tonight. We can talk about these.
We're gonna talk about that.
You're feeling all that, huh?
I'm feeling all. You know, it's really. You know, to be honest with you, we talk about therapy in the Black community a lot. You know, us as Black people, we don't go to therapy enough. We don't talk. We don't do all these things. But see, the thing is, you can have your own therapy session with somebody that you trust. You know what I'm saying? And you can you can have a therapy session by yourself. You can talk to yourself and listen to yourself. Now, you got to talk some sense into yourself sometimes, but find a person that you can talk to that's not going to necessarily be biased too. You don't want a yes man.
Yeah,
I think
I want somebody that's going to tell me, "Hey, nigga, you wrong, dog."
Right? You're wrong. You're wrong, and this is why you're wrong. You need somebody that's going to keep you accountable. Accountability is so big in friendships, relationships, in your everyday life. If you can't find somebody to help you be accountable, or if you can't be accountable for yourself, then you're gonna go through this lifetime. It's gonna be a hard time for you.
And if you can't do that, then that means probably non-monogamy is not probably for you. Because if you can't be accountable, then women who are non-monogamous, she's not going to. That's where the respect or the disrespect comes. That's when you and all the chats and all that shit, and kind of shifting over to where we're talking about, like, you know, is monogamy natural? And, you know, not just for Black men and Black women, but just socially, you know, in history, we know that, you know, there are different tribes, there are different cultures where they're not monogamous, you know, things like that. And I put a quote together for this one too. I wanted to make sure that you had this one. So,
all right, I'm ready.
All right. So we're often told Black men, we are often told what Black men are by society. Rarely are we asked who we actually are. We are often told what Black men are by society. Rarely are we asked who we actually are. And so when it comes to, I had a conversation with my wife when probably 2008, 2009, saying that I don't know if I can ever be monogamous.
Okay.
That is a conversation that niggas, I'm going to say niggas. I ain't going to say men. I'm going to say niggas right now, that we are afraid to have because you're scared you're going to lose that person. We operate as strong as we are. So a lot of times we let our ego, as much as we let that ego lead us, we're not confident enough to have tough conversation to say, hey, I don't think I can ever be, I love you. I love everything about you. I want to be with you forever. I don't feel that I can ever be monogamous though. And it's not saying that person is not fulfilling you with not fulfilling you, because no one can make you happy. A lot of times we search for happiness inside of people. Happiness is your fucking choice. That has nothing to do with another person.
Exactly.
But having someone that you can share that happiness with, but then get to a point where, like, my person may not enjoy everything that I enjoy. And I may want to do things, but I'm cutting those things out of my life because my partner doesn't enjoy it. I don't know if you run into that obstacle where you got your spouse or your partner don't enjoy certain things. You like, damn, I can't even go do that shit because she don't like it. Mm-hmm. So I don't even bring it up.
Sacrifice. It's not even compromise. It's sacrifice.
It's sacrifice.
No, but it takes a person to figure out what they're willing to sacrifice, what they're not willing to sacrifice. And if you're not willing to sacrifice this, if that person's not willing to sacrifice this for you, what is your decision to? What is your decision? And because you feel like you don't want to lose that person, you stay. But you now have sacrificed a piece of yourself for the happiness of this person. So when you was talking about you said, you asked the question of monogamy, is it natural? I feel like this, like, let's just say we start off single. You start off by your fucking self. You start off by yourself. You see, if you go to the mall, you will see at least 10 people that you are attracted to physically. At least 10. And how many times do you tell your boys or your homegirl or whoever, like, hey, bro, she had a bad ass, hey, let me put you on FaceTime, like, you know, like you tell these things, and then all of a sudden, once you get into a relationship, let's just say your spouse is one of those 10 women, and you go and you get in a relationship with this woman. Does that mean you are going to stop looking at these other women?
You're never gonna stop.
You'll never stop. You will always, you know, somebody, I had a conversation with somebody the other day. They said that their partner will talk about a celebrity, about how does she want to fuck them, and I would do so many things to them, but they won't talk about that with a regular average Joe.
Because they feel like that's not achievable.
That's not achievable. But I was like, it's so many concerts and comedy shows. If you bought a backstage pass, you can touch this person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you will not just necessarily stop looking at these people. You're just gonna condense yourself into a person that you feel like that's not even you.
Exactly.
When so you saying, is it natural? I don't feel like monogamy is natural.
I don't feel like it is. I feel like it became dominated because of, and I'm going to say this again. I am a believer of a higher power. It had nothing to do with it, but it became dominant because of religion. It became dominant because it's easier for laws. Because I can have this one person. It came dominant because of simple economics. If I had more than one partner, then if I want to go buy a house or get loans for houses and things like that, and I got all these people, you know, it's easier for me to do these things with our culture.
Right.
With our people that came from Africa, things like that, who practice non-monogamy and polygamy and things like that. So these things are natural for us. Just grab it, baby.
You're fine.
So it's
I probably need some more.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be done in a second. So yeah, so like, you know, just thinking of, like, you know, black men and our choices versus being conditioned, because that's what it feels like. It feels like we've been conditioned to monogamy, not that we're choosing it.
I do agree with that, because when I first got into this, I felt like I was going against the grain on something, you know, like I didn't want to tell people, you know, I didn't want to tell my person at the time, like, this is what I was interested in and everything like that. And so, you know, but it's like, I felt dirty for even thinking about this. But once I got into it and once I started talking to people, I was like, man, this makes sense. Why do I feel like this when I'm already non-monogamous? How many women you know that may be single, that have a dude to pay their bills, a dude to buy them food, a dude to buy them clothes, a dude, probably a couple of dudes that they fucking on. Yep. Y'all are non-monogamous.
Exactly. and the thing is, though, you only monogamous. I feel like people are only monogamous because of tradition, because that's what society tells you. That's what Christmas take. That's what your Christmas picture tells you. That's what matching pajamas tell you.
Yeah.
Tradition is telling me that I got to be non-monogamous, but my choice matters. Choices matter to me more than tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And I should be able to choose who I love and how I love.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not able to choose that, we're going to choose unhappiness.
It's safe.
It's
safe. It's not looked down upon as far as the world shows us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we was to tell some of the people, oh, this is what we doing. Oh, we dating a girl, or I'm marrying another girl, or whatever. They gonna be like, that's blasphemy. That's not in the Bible. And I don't want to get into the biblical sense, but if people really look at that Bible and read it,
but you get the motherfuckers who say, I'm only non-monogamous because I'm a cheat owner. And cheating is not non-monogamy. Cheating is dishonesty. It's dishonesty. Monogamy only works if both people choose it freely. Non-monogamy only works if we both choose it freely.
Right.
And the thing about it is, and because I feel like we could do a whole nother hour on this.
Right.
And I know we got some stuff we got to get ready for.
But I want to ask you one question before we go.
Yes.
So do you feel like a person that's LS, that's ethical non-monogamy, that's ethical non-monogamous, and a monogamous person can work in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done it.
You say
we've done it. We've done it with a woman who's monogamous. She's only fucking with us. Obviously, we're non-monogamous because, again, we're together. We're still swingers. We're still doing those things. So we've done it. And we've done it successfully because we're honest about what our intentions are going forward.
Right.
And I'm not going to give my whole synopsis, but she is someone that I would have sold our house and moved in and had all of us buying a home and living together. I was ready for that type of move.
Right.
But it's one of those things of, she still wants traditional. She still wants the husband, hers. You know what I mean?
Her person.
When I was still her person.
Oh, okay. So
she wants her own.
Right. I got you.
And I think that's the thing where a lot of people they want their own. And that's what happens in this relationship, in this lifestyle, where you get the people who try to take niggas out of this shit, and your ass, no, you shouldn't be. I don't know why you sit here trying to marry this nigga. You know that's not who he is.
That's not who he is.
But his ego gonna be like, all right, well, you know what? I can do this for you.
Right. Exactly.
That's not possible, my niggas.
It's not, because you're gonna get you're gonna get that itch. You're gonna get that itch, like, man, say, hey, I want to do this, but I don't know what she feel. Yep. But that goes back to the communication aspect. If you can't communicate effectively to your partner about what you want to do, then at the end of the day, that's probably not your person.
It's probably not your person. So, and that's why, like, when we show up to people, play up to these spaces, even when we hear and we talk about how long we've been together and been married and stuff like that, it's more shocking to people. Like that, because it's not for her, because they feel like, oh, she getting everything she want. Or maybe they feel like that's for me, but they, niggas would probably think to me like, damn, you let your wife for all these years still be fucking another nigga? Like, I don't let her do anything. She does what she desires.
Right, exactly.
And that's exactly what we get into, letting her do what she desires in that space and stuff like that. So we're gonna touch back on this.
Oh yeah,
this is
it's gonna be a part 2.
Yeah, this definitely we're gonna keep on with that. It's not monogamy natural, but I sent you them questions, man. I know you're gonna be ready for those.
Oh man, I'm ready. I was writing down stuff earlier today, so
so this is probably, like I said, I want y'all. I'm gonna put this in the comments. I'm gonna put this out this week, and I want y'all in the comments to answer these questions. Do I need validation to feel valuable? How do I react when I'm not chosen? Can I be honest without being defensive? And am I leading with confidence or protecting my ego? That's men and women. So, hey, with that, tune in. I know Speed get ready to go live. So we each week we're gonna try to do this. What I probably end up doing is dropping this on Mondays, and then Tuesday let him go live with everything. That way we just keep that flow going.
That's gonna be a recurring thing.
So
yeah, I think I might have to drive out to the boonies the next time we do this. I got you.
We got some hours that we need to put in with some of this thing.
We do. We actually, we got some stuff.
All right, with that, I'm hungry, y'all. So I'll check y'all later.
Y'all be safe.